Warning, the Shekel Up Podcast is a podcast created by two ex-degenerates that think they know sports gambling and spent their younger days breaking bookies and never hedging. We are not experts on anything, and everything we say should be taken with a grain of salt. We do not condone illegal sports gambling, and all gambling should be done responsibly. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shekel Up Podcast, a podcast where you are not a first-round pick because we're just not that podcast. And first round losses are happening very frequently, like in the NBA when they're not supposed to. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony.
I'm Derck, your other host.
And let's get into our reactions from the NFL draft over the weekend, which was a fun, wild one, especially if you're an Eagles fan. There's a brand new team in the NFL, and there's another Georgia team that Atlanta's got to watch out for, and it's the Georgia Eagles.
Yeah.
At this point,
I was gonna say the Philadelphia Bulldogs, but
either one, whichever you want to go with. I don't think the Eagles are changing their mascot, but they may change their location after this. But,
2 years, right? 2 years.
Yeah, two players from Georgia in each year. So our offense is Alabama and our defense is Georgia. Okay, so like I know I'm an Eagles homer and whatnot, but one, you can't say they didn't win the draft, but I do kind of want to get into the fact, like being a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, I have wanted them to like pick players from the SEC for so goddamn long. They used to pick these punk ass Pac-12 players for the longest fucking time, like these kids out of fucking Oregon, out of USC, and I'm like, why? They're soft. Arizona. I have no idea. Why aren't you grabbing from the Big Ten? Why aren't you grabbing from the SEC? Why aren't you grabbing from, these major college teams that are doing really well? Nope. Let's go to the West Coast where there's no toughness at all.
That or competition, just size or that whatever, or maybe they do go size, whatever. Yeah.
Well, let's face it, the two best conferences in college football is the Big Ten and the SEC.
Right, but also why pick from one team from the SEC when there's like 17 of them?
Right. Yeah. As far as Georgia goes, they're national title champions the last 2 years. So I mean, those are the best right now. The last couple years.
But we'll see how the players do. So.
Let's talk about the first couple quarterbacks that went off the board, because we talked about maybe Stroud going first, but more than likely it was going to be Bryce Young.
Yep.
Now I had mentioned his size is why I wouldn't pick Bryce Young at 1. I didn't realize how small he actually is until they put his stats up on the board. He's 5'10", 190 pounds.
Yeah.
What are they thinking?
I mean,
what is any NFL team thinking? Because at that, I would be afraid to pick him at all.
Well, I mean, the game has changed. How big is Jalen Hurts right now?
He's 6 foot, over 200 pounds, and I don't think Bryce Young squats 600 pounds though. Like Jalen's got some thick thighs.
Right. Yeah.
So Bryce Young, he's like a twig. He's a twig.
Yeah, well, I mean, given who picked him up, does it surprise you?
Well, no, he deserves. I mean, as well as he played, he deserves to be a pick in the NFL draft. It's just kind of crazy that people aren't taking it into consideration. They're like, oh, he's smart with a football. He's smart in college football. The NFL is a totally different animal. Everybody's bigger than everybody in college football in the NFL. So, one good hit is all it's going to take. I'm not saying that he's going to break or that he's made of glass just yet. But at that size and a 300-pound defensive tackle comes like weighing on you, I won't be holding my breath if I'm a Carolina Panthers fan.
Yeah, well, they're all excited, and that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a splash. They want to sell tickets this year. So,
and yes, speaking of making a splash, The Texans take the Ohio State quarterback, and then they pull their balls out and they trade for the third pick.
Yep.
And get their defensive end or linebacker, whatever they're going to put him at. They can do anything with him. That man's going to be everywhere on the field.
Yeah, I kind of felt like I was watching Draft Day again. Like, hey, we're just gonna make this big splash, and then like, hey, we're gonna do this, and like, yeah, like, I just kind of laughed at the whole thing. Like, hey, C.J. Stroud, I'll see you back in Ohio after a couple massages. So, Browns are gonna trade for you. So, very arrogant and ignorant for me to say that. I don't give a fuck.
It's all right. Speaking, because we talked about quarterback size, the third quarterback to go is Anthony Richardson.
Yep.
And he goes real quick to the Colts.
I was really surprised at that one. Really surprised. But that was the first pick I liked, though.
Yeah,
number 4. I loved it. So
you didn't like Stroud to the Texans?
It's the Texans, so no. I mean, he just like I said, that's why I made that ridiculous comment I just made. Get a couple massages, but see in Cleveland,
Yeah.
It just. So, but maybe they could prove me wrong, but I won't be going against Vegas too much this year when it comes to betting on the Texans. So
yeah, no, that's definitely going to be one of those teams that they're going to get another 3 or 4 wins, and that's not going to be a snag at Stroud. That team just has to build.
Yeah, pretty much.
Got nothing. Who's Stroud throwing to out there? Who's backing up Will Anderson? I have no idea. So they can't.
Idea.
But Anthony Richardson.
But if you watch the Texans fans during that, they were like, "Oh yes, we got a quarterback." Like, well, you had a quarterback, and you guys traded him. So like, whatever. We don't give a shit. So, and then they also used a Browns pick that they got from us to trade up to number 3. Okay, well, got the defense. You definitely need defense, right?
Yeah, you do. So Anthony Richardson, I did not realize because I didn't realize how small Bryce Young was actually was. I knew he was small. Anthony Richardson, I didn't realize is a fucking monster. He's a fucking 6'5", 250. 6'5", 250. That's your fucking quarterback. Yeah, that's not. And he's thicker than a Snickers. I'll tell you that right now. Like, my man,
big boy, and he can run too. So I actually love that pick. Like, holy shit! Like the Colts got it right.
And I'm telling you what, defenders are going to watch themselves trying to tackle him. I mean, as big as he is, I mean, that's the only problem with him picking him at 4 is instead of Will Levis is the 15 games played in college, and that's it. Very raw talent, needs to be developed, and it's a shame that Matt Ryan left last year because it would have been a good opportunity to learn from. As much as we bash on Matt Ryan and as much as he hasn't accomplished or anything like that, he's still a fairly successful stat quarterback that can teach him a thing or two on how to read a defense and how to be a good football player.
Matt Ryan has played with a good team or a couple good teams and also played with shitty teams. He definitely learned a lot. So, yeah. So, I mean, are the Colts going to do what they do with Peyton Manning? Like, hey, you start day 1, you're going to get your fucking ass kicked. Win 3 games. And then next year.
I mean, they're going to have to. Who do they have? Curtis Painter? I mean, he's been long gone.
So, I mean, but I still like the pick. Hopefully they just don't throw him to the Wolves. That's my hope for him.
Then we move on to Detroit. And I put this on Facebook. And when are bad teams going to learn that you cannot build around a running back? Like, and I said this not just after the Lions taking Gibbs, not after the Lions just taking Gibbs, because the Lions have a little bit more than just a running back. But Atlanta goes Bijan Robinson. When you have Will Levis right there, when you have Will Levis to take, and you don't.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? Have you not watched the Tennessee Titans? Have you not watched the Cowboys? Have you not watched, you know, the Vikings? I mean, you can say that Kirk Cousins is a okay quarterback. He's a good quarterback, but really, without Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson, I don't. Kirk Cousins is
Yeah.
like I don't get it. I don't get it. Atlanta. I mean, hey, kudos. That's whatever you want them, take them, good. But you're just going to be asked the next few years.
Yeah, so I'm friends with quite a few Texas fans, Longhorn fans, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's going to thrive so much." Like, why? Like, what makes you say that? Like, I, I don't see it. Like, my theory is solid offensive line, and you go from there. Okay, solid offensive line, quarterback, defensive line, linebackers. You build up from there. That's my theory on things, but whatever.
Yeah, and I don't. The Giants done fucked up. I don't know why they didn't. Why did they take that corner over Nolan Smith? You have Nolan Smith, a good linebacker for that, and you go corner. Okay,
Yeah, I
all
mean
right.
they obviously address a need. Maybe they're going for like hey, we need a good guy in the locker room too. Like I, there's a couple
I
picks
get
here,
it.
quite a few picks I did not understand. So as far as we're talking about Homer stuff real quick. The Browns draft, I loved it. We addressed our needs, unflashy, we're good. So moving on, to the rest of the stuff.
Yeah,
Um, just man, like I don't know, like some of these picks, like when Atlanta took him, I'm on like, really? Like there's so much you need,
right.
but and I also don't think Atlanta addressed those needs in the later rounds. So
They
for
could have.
me, like they could have, but I don't think they did.
No, they
So
don't care.
So like, but with me, I'm all more about the first day of the draft. Hoorah, hoorah! You got your big name guy. Day number two, hey, good talent, good talent. Second round, third round, but then 4 through 7. That's what I look at. I love
Yeah,
seeing 4 through 7. Who the hell did we get? Oh wow, good pick, good pick. We definitely need this. We definitely need this. We can address some of this in the free agency and undrafted free agents. So,
yeah.
but
And I know I kind of hated on the Detroit Lions a little bit about their pick, but I mean with Jameer Gibbs, but I tell you what, they got a hell of a deal on Hendon Hooker. I
mm,
think he's going to be a good quarterback. I mean, obviously he fell because of the injury, but injuries happen, and in today's age, you know, you can come back from an injury with all the sports science. And then they got
yeah,
Brian Branch. I like Brian Branch, and he wasn't. I mean,
yeah,
where they picked him up at in the second round, yeah, I like that pick. I mean, so Detroit did good on them. The problem is they're not going to have any receivers this year, which means though they should be good to get a decent pick next year. And if they're smart next year, then they can go and get like either a top flight receiver or another bat. I mean, I like their defense. Their defense is going to have a couple years under their belt by the time the next draft rolls around. So I think a bomb ass receiver next year or somebody that can really another cover corner. We'll see what happens. Probably more than likely though that offensive line needs to start getting some patchwork done, especially from the draft. And I like that. Um what somebody's crying over there. It's all right. It's all right.
it's my fucking dog. So,
Andrew's gonna be
so
Michael. I can see him turning into Michael Vick right in front of my eyes. Eh,
so.
anyway, the so what do you think about your other spots in your division, like the Steelers and
How loud is that dog? I can hear him clearly. So
oh, it is it's cute. It just sounds like somebody just like howling. Like I don't know what it sounds, but he stopped. He's all right. But
yeah, okay. Gonna shoot the text out. All right.
yeah, that's fine. But I like a couple like I think so the Steelers got a decent corner in the draft, right? I believe so. And then
Yeah.
and then the Ravens, what the hell did the Ravens do? Was it did they go and grab another receiver or some shit like that?
Hold on, I'm trying to shut this dog up. Yeah. Ravens. Let's see. I'm looking up for you, buddy.
Oh man, thanks. I appreciate it. But I think but yeah, Pittsburgh got Joey Porter and which is a nice pickup, and then they got Keanu Benton. Not a
Yep.
bad shot at the Senior Bowl, but
Yeah.
I
So
like Joey
the
Porter.
Ravens got Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Boston College.
Right, I thought so. I thought they
So
got that receiver, and he was all hype. But dude, you're from Boston College. Calm down. Like he's
yeah,
got
but
talent.
but you always you always see these receivers come out of these small schools that do something. I mean,
Yeah, sometimes, and then you get Dort,
I mean,
and then you get Corey, Corey, what the hell's his name from? He was from Michigan State or Eastern Michigan or whatever, and then went to
yeah,
the Titans and did nothing. But you know, Roderick Jones is
yeah,
also who the Steelers picked up, so you're in a little bit of trouble with that there.
yeah. Let's see. Jimmy Gibbs. Hold on. Let me fucking through it.
Yeah, Andrew, I'm glad you
What
prepared for
are
this episode.
they?
That's great.
Oh yeah. You seem very prepared yourself, my friend. So.
I am prepared. I figured you'd have the Steelers covered and all that. I mean,
Why would I have them covered?
well, because they're in your division. I got the Giants and all that
Um,
covered and all that stuff. Andrew, come on, you got to know what
um,
your division is going on. But to be honest, I I think the Eagles
all
won the
right.
draft. If we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about this first now because you're not ready. So anyway, Eagles. Can we
Yeah.
agree
Go.
that the Eagles? Can we
Yeah,
agree that the Eagles won the draft?
You mean the Georgia Eagles? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, they
Let's
have
go.
The Georgia Birds, the Bird Dogs. Uh, dude, they got everything they drafted after their first round was nothing but decent depth. I mean, we talked about some of their
Yeah.
needs. They even got an Alabama offensive lineman. You
Yep.
can't. They traded for DeAndre Swift on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
and I know he gets hurt. A lot of people were saying like, "Oh, well, he gets hurt a lot." Well, you also got Rashard Penny. So even though they
Yep.
both get hurt, I mean, they're splitting the load. They're not like in Seattle. Rashard Penny was carrying the load, and in Detroit, Swift was carrying the load. Then he went down, and then they got Williams.
Yep.
And then you get Nolan Smith, who I would have been okay with taking top 10. You get him at 30?
Yeah.
How does he go to 30? And then
I mean,
you
well,
go,
just look at the rest of the draft though. Like, I mean, it makes sense why he went there. I mean, just look at from 20 to 29. Okay, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, cornerback, tight end, defensive tackle,
it's like the
offensive
guy that,
tackle, edge, defensive tackle. Then we get to Philadelphia, edge, boom, nailed it.
right.
So
And it's like that. It's with wide receiver. It was almost like that dude in your fantasy draft who takes the first quarterback off the board, and then
right,
everybody starts freaking out, right? So somebody took one wide receiver, and they were like, "Oh shit, that's right. We need wide receivers." Boom, 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 boom.
right.
But the
Yeah, I
Eagles
mean,
even needed.
no, go ahead.
I would say the Eagles even needed corner help with depth at with because Slay's getting older, and then you got Bradbury and Slay's contract's gonna be up soon, and you go and you get Kelly Ringle
Right.
from Georgia. I mean that's
Well,
another
I mean,
Georgia guy.
just look at these picks. So, okay, number 22, number 21, Quentin Johnson, TCU, wide receiver, went to the Chargers. You had other needs, but you want wide receiver.
Yeah,
He
that
definitely would
man
have
knows.
fell to the second round easily.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. If you're gonna go there, I
so
mean,
yeah, number 22, Baltimore Ravens. They went wide receiver, Boston
All right,
College.
hey, pause.
Okay, and
Pause,
also
pause.
what
Breaking. We got breaking news on the show, man. Breaking news on the show. I'm getting this
what?
stuff live. Joel Embiid wins the 2023 MVP award in the NBA. Finally, let's give it up for Embiid. That's our boy, man. I don't know. The notification
All
just
right.
came through. I figured we'd do some live radio. So Joel
Yeah.
Embiid, congratulations! Now go win a fucking chip, bro.
Yeah, well, so they'll probably be knocked out this round. Moving on to back to the draft.
You say that like we're not going to talk about basketball in 15 minutes, but keep
Oh
going.
no, we will. Oh, holy shit! Hey, dude, I just got breaking news.
Oh, what do you? Oh, yeah. See, Andrew's getting mad at me because I'm interrupting his point, and then he's like, "Oh shit! Like, would you think I was lying? Did you think I was joking? What the
Okay.
fuck?
So,
Jesus.
holy shit.
I was just making it up the whole time.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, so so the Baltimore Ravens definitely had a bigger need. I mean, like, they just signed, Lamar Jackson to the biggest contract, right?
Yeah.
That he did not fucking deserve. He's higher paid than Jalen Hurts. Come on now. Really? Like Jalen Hurts, took a team to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah. Right.
And so he's going to pack that stadium for the next 2 years. You definitely get your money back on him. Lamar Jackson, so they got him Zay Flowers. He's going to be hurt fucking week 3, week 4. You paid him all this money. Stupid as fuck. But I'm glad to see it out of Baltimore. They're my most hated team. So I was glad to see that pick. No, don't get him any help. I appreciate it. Okay, so Minnesota Viking, same fucking picture. Wide receiver from USC, Jordan Addison. Okay. Makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but it's good for your division. It works well for you.
Right.
This literally look like this first round definitely just look like, hey, we want to make a splash and sell more tickets. It's the way it looked like to me. So I would literally, sitting in restaurants, with my girlfriend on Friday, and then on Saturday after soccer tournaments, I was watching, with my mom, at another restaurant, took her out for lunch, and like the Browns just, picking things that we need.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Cincinnati loved it. Jacksonville loved it. So Buffalo
You know,
Bills, pretty good pick, but it just kind of seemed like it's just one of those like, hey, pick. Let's see, pick 20 through 23. Just seemed like, or no, we'll say 24. Like, oh my God, this is so great. We got a receiver. Okay, well, all your quarterbacks need help,
yeah.
and so
I got a couple of losers of the draft. We just talked about some winners.
yeah.
One of them for me is I know they got their 2 guys, but that's all you got. And I think the Texans. The Texans are one of the losers of the draft for me. I know a lot of people got them ranked up high because they got their quarterback and they got Anderson. Well, you gave up your whole entire draft to some stuff next year. So no, and I hate to
So
say it.
basically, what they did is they just pissed away every pick that they got from the Cleveland Browns
Yeah.
for Deshaun Watson or Weenie Watson. Weenie Watson is how he is on this podcast, right? Yeah. So I totally agree with you on that. Like so I was literally sitting at dinner on Thursday, with Ashley. I'm like getting these alerts on my phone. I'm like, okay, CJ Stroud, I'm so sorry for you, bro. I'm glad you're gone because you have not beat Michigan. See you later, And then, like, I see the Texans traded up. I'm like,
What the
what? What
fuck?
are they doing? What are you doing? Like, okay, like, So, like normally as a Cleveland fan, I'm like, oh, here you are doing Cleveland things,
Right.
But the Texans are the new Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the other team
so-
is, and I promise this is like no shot, but the Bengals.
Yeah.
They did not address their offensive line at all. At all.
Nope.
Your defense is fine. And the guy that you got in the first round is an okay defensive end. There's better defenders on the board even at that point at pick 28. Like I think Nolan Smith is better than Miles Murphy. That's my opinion.
I mean, so one thing I'll say is like a lot of times you can find your better offensive tackles and offensive linemen in the later rounds. And I'm pretty sure that the Bengals did find that. So, but
no, they drafted no offensive tackles this draft at all. Nothing. Did not address anything. No, the Bengals went defensive end, cornerback, safety, wide receiver, running back, wide receiver, punter, and cornerback.
Well, they definitely like picking people with the fucking foot. That's for sure.
Well, so. the punter was Brad Robbins from Michigan. So, and I like Chase Brown at 163, but you didn't need a running back right now. You didn't need another wide receiver.
I think all that case with Joe Mixon is still out there, so I think they'll kind of protect themselves on that one.
Maybe, but a wide receiver at 130, at pick 130 from Purdue, dude, you have 50 wide receivers.
Yeah, but they're also up for signing too. So,
okay, but you got 50 of them. No team has 4 first-round picks as receivers. That's just not how that works. And it's not working for you. It's not working for you. That's the problem.
But here's the thing. They're not going to sign Jamar Chase and Higgins at the same time for the money that work. T. Higgins will be on another team after the season, or he will be traded this season.
But I like Boyd and Chase still, though, too.
Well, here's the thing. Chase is going to stay there. They're going to sign him to some money. Higgins and Boyd, I think, are going to be traded out.
But even if you're losing those guys, wide receiver still doesn't trump the fact that you need to protect Joe Burrow because you guys can't protect Joe Burrow.
But you do. But hey, if the way the Cincinnati Bengals draft and sign people, if Joe Burrow doesn't play, well, you don't have to fucking pay him. And
I'm just tired of the
are. They don't even have a fucking practice facility for this team.
I'm just tired of these Ohio teams.
Like even we in Cleveland, we have a practice facility. Like these guys have to go to a whole different fucking university just to go do spring training. That's what I'm saying. Does it surprise you? It should not surprise you at all.
No.
It should not surprise you at all.
You know what is surprising though, Andrew? The Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are surprising because they're done, and they have the second best odds to win.
Yep.
And they just get their asses handed to them.
Jimmy Butler, baby.
Jimmy Butler. Yeah, they just get their asses handed to them 4-1. Like that's 4-1 games. Why, Giannis? Why? And he's like, he made a good point, like everything's not a failure, but no, you're right. There are 31 failures a year. You're only successful if you win a championship. Yeah. That's just how it is. You had a good season.
So my dude Shandell, right? He's been telling me about this theory that Jimmy Butler is Michael Jordan's son, and no one knows about it. Everything kind of lines up with it. So I understand that, but Jimmy Butler, he was a killer in that series, and he's also looked pretty good in this next series too. So
but first of all, don't
I'm not saying I'm not saying he's Michael Jordan's son, but he could be Michael Jordan's son.
Well, first of all, don't come at me with the Knicks. He looks good against the Knicks. Okay, the Bucks, I got it, but it was also a Giannis-less Bucks, and then Giannis was hurt.
Okay? Yeah, but that team is still good without Giannis. A team
No,
is
it's not.
so
No, it's not.
yeah,
No, it's
yeah,
not. They're like the
yes it is.
Sixers. The
Yes it
Sixers are
is.
barely
Yes it
good.
is. Yes,
No,
yes it
it's
is.
not.
Go back.
No.
Go back and
Okay,
go
then
look
why
at the
haven't they
fucking
won?
stats.
What do stats mean?
So,
What have they won? Obviously, the proof
go
is in the pudding. They
go
have
back
not.
and look at.
If they're so good without Giannis, why didn't they win?
I put it
That's
on
because they're not
coaching.
good with Giannis. Without Giannis,
Okay, so Jimmy Butler so is a bad motherfucker. Okay,
just like without the
so
Heat, Jimmy Butler. Without Jimmy Butler, the Heat wouldn't be good either.
we'll see about that one. So
Like the only
anyway,
reason why the Sixers won.
Jimmy Butler is a bad motherfucker. The best thing that
No,
happened to him was getting out of Philadelphia. I was glad to see it.
I don't
So
think so. I think they would have done good with Jimmy. The problem was the coach. If they get rid of the coach, because him and Embiid actually got along. It was Simmons and the coach that needed to go, and both of them ended up going anyway. And they kept Tobias Harris because of the coach and all that. I would have rather had Jimmy over Tobias Harris. I mean, Tobias Harris is still a good basketball player, but he's no Jimmy.
yeah,
And even Jimmy said if them two not been there, Jimmy would have been happy. He's like, but I just call bullshit. He's like, I just call bullshit, and I didn't like, and them guys were just bullshitters, and that's fine.
yeah.
Like I was sour about letting them go. I don't think it's the best thing for him because Jimmy Butler, with the Miami Heat, is not winning a title.
I don't know. We'll see. I
No,
think
he's
it's
not.
going to come.
He's not.
I think it's going to come down to the Celtics and the Heat. So, but
The Celtics couldn't win with Embiid not on the floor last night at home. I'm not saying they're going to get swept, but they had okay. So I watched a lot of that game yesterday because this is where I'm interested now. I'm interested in watching the Sixers and Celtics play. So I'm watching this game, and for 3 quarters, the Celtics were up either by 4 points or 12 points, and it just switched from 4 to 12, 4 to 12 the whole entire game. The last 10 minutes, the Sixers tied it. The last 10 seconds, the Sixers went up by 4 points. They dropped the ball on that at home. I just don't think with the Celtics right now. I mean, and it was a really weird series against the Hawks. Like they should not have lost 2 to Trae Young.
nope.
So and so I just don't think. I think something's going on with the Celtics right now. I just don't think they're vibing right now, and that could change during the series. But the Sixers still won at home, and that's all you can ask for when you're when you don't have the home court advantage. So Embiid, there's a good chance Embiid comes back next second game, could steal two at Boston, and he just won the MVP. I mean, James Harden went off for 40 points. That's not going to happen every game. Like if Embiid was done for the rest of the season, Sixers lose. But Embiid might come back, takes the load off of James Harden. But James Harden did what he needed to do to pull that game out in Boston. Kudos to him.
Yeah, which means he's probably done for the next 2 weeks, given the history.
Maybe
So.
he just needs to pass it. Now it's back to being Embiid's team. Embiid should be able to take over. But as far as the Heat and the Knicks, if the Heat doesn't come out of that one, I don't even know what to tell you. I mean, it's just the Knicks. I have no belief in the Knicks.
Well, the Heat will come out of it. So.
And then you get LeBron slays Dylan and the Grizzlies. They take over, and now they're against the Nuggets. I don't know how well they're going to do against the Nuggets. The Nuggets are one of those iffy teams.
They're young. They look very conditioned. I think it's going to go down to 7.
Oh wait, hold on.
Period.
Is it the Nuggets? It's not the Nuggets. I'm sorry. It was the Suns.
No.
It was the Suns. Suns are playing the Nuggets. That's my bad, everyone. The Warriors are playing the Lakers, which is a 6-7 seed battle. It's Curry and LeBron. I really don't know who's coming out of that series.
Yeah,
because they're playing game 1 tonight. That's why I was thrown off. And the Nuggets and Suns have already played two games, and the Nuggets are up by 2. So there goes Kevin Durant and all of them being who they are and just dropping the ball on that. So
let's
Devin
see.
Booker.
I think Phoenix can definitely take Game 3, possibly on Friday.
Well, they better hope because you don't want to go down. You don't want to go down 3-0.
Well, so they're back in Phoenix. Both Game 3 and 4. So, and then Game 5 they go back to Denver. So.
Yeah, and then I'd like to see a Joker and Embiid finals. That'd be kind of dope. Finally put that shit to rest. Like, who's the better big man over there? Like, either Joker or Embiid. That'll be real nice to get finally settled.
Yeah, I don't see it happening. So,
well, and why not? Why not, Andrew? Give me some substance other than
I literally just don't think the Sixers are going to make it out of the East. I just don't see it because of health reasons. Just like what we talked about like 2 weeks ago. Embiid cannot stay healthy.
Okay.
Okay.
But what if he does?
And we cannot depend on James Harden. So I just don't see it happening, dude.
And I agree with that. But if Embiid is healthy and he comes back and he plays, then what?
I just don't see it. He's only one man, so
he's only one man. And then James Harden. I mean, they have a good team. The thing with the Sixers is that they're long. They're big. They can defend. They're one of the best defending teams in the NBA. And that's what other NBA teams don't have because NBA teams today do not defend. So, and that's why Boston struggled even without Embiid because the rest of the guys are long and they can play off the ball pretty well.
But other teams can definitely pick up on that though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So,
but what I'm saying is the best player in the NBA right now that me and you gave kudos to that's got the Kobe and Jordan mentality dropped the ball last night against a Joel-less. There was no Joel on that team. He did it against old man Harden. He dropped the ball at home against old man Harden. So, and that's with Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's on that team and Smart. Those are three good players, and you lost to James Harden, an old James Harden, Tobias Harris, Paul Reed. I mean, these guys aren't exactly, oxhole guys. Like they're journeyman guys for the most part, except Toby and James Harden and Maxey. Maxey, he didn't go off, but he sucks against the Celtics all year. So, I mean, Maxey has averaged 2.8 points against the Celtics all season. And you drop the ball against this team at home. I mean, so I don't know. I'm not saying that the Sixers.
The only thing that's going to keep the Celtics out of beating the Sixers is just the coaching. So, but I still think that the Sixers or the Celtics will beat the Sixers in this.
You want to do a little bet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Is that because of injury? Hold on, no. Is that because of injury?
Injury, yep. And I just don't have any.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna bet you that.
No. It's straight up, dude. Okay. Like so, I do think the Sixers lose to the Celtics.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I was gonna say.
So if you want to bring it down to a game, I think the Celtics take care of it within 6 games.
So they're down 1-0 already.
Yep.
And you think they're going to still take it in 6?
Yep.
I don't know if they're taking one in Philadelphia. They would have to take one in Philadelphia for it to go to 6 games. But I was only saying if you can put a caveat in there, I'll bet you Sixers take it if Joel Embiid is healthy. If you believe that the Celtics still win with Joel Embiid. If Joel Embiid goes down, there's no bet. The bet is void at that point.
Okay, all right.
Because even really? I already said at the beginning of all this. I said at the beginning of all this, if Embiid goes completely down, they're not winning. That's just like I said. Like Giannis went down, Bucks aren't winning. If Jimmy Butler goes down, Heat's not winning.
So if we go to Game 5, and Embiid is not there because he gets hurt, I want my money. Okay. So,
well, we're already at Game 2. That's only 3 games.
Okay. What are you talking about? No, we get to Game 5, which will be in Boston. So if Embiid gets hurt, because I think Celtics take it Wednesday tomorrow, or whenever people listen to this, it'll be today, whatever. And I think they can take it Friday too.
So you think they're going to win one in Boston and then steal one in Sixers?
Yep.
So that would give them
That would give them the 2-1 lead.
Okay. And all right, I'm trying to do your math here. And so they take it what? Game 6, so that's game 4. Oh, that's 3. So 6 would be. So you're saying when do they close it out? Game 5 or game 6?
I'm still looking at my math too, buddy. Okay. They take tomorrow, they take Friday. Okay. I'm saying all right. I have to change it up. Game 7.
Oh, okay. Now you
Celtics
want never
take
mind.
it.
You want to change
Yep.
it. So you
Yep.
want to change it up. Bastard.
No. I had to look at it. So, game 7, Celtics take it all. So,
all right, I'll give you the game 7 if you give me the Embiid injury caveat.
all right. What are you putting on it?
$20.
$20?
$20.
Okay.
That's a few shekels. That's a few shekels for you to use on your barstool
Not
app.
really.
Just don't tell
All
Sarah.
Right. Well,
She probably doesn't
she
want me
likes to
gambling
post on
right
her
now.
page. Yeah, I don't know. Or you are getting married, so your
That's what I'm
gambling days are
saying.
coming to an end. So you're
Oh,
starting a marriage.
no. It's more that she wants my
You
money
are
going
starting.
better places.
You are starting a marriage. I'm ending one. I get to gamble as much as I fucking
No,
want
what are you
now.
talking about?
So.
I give you 6 months. 6 months, you'll be right back on with the shackles. And I don't know, not shekels, the shackles.
No. So okay.
We'll see. We'll see.
So 76ers MVP goes down game 7.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
All right.
And then you get so the odds are, so Los Angeles really is like a plus 430 to win the Western Conference. I know I'm only mentioning that because I'd mentioned it earlier in the before the playoffs started and stuff like that, how high it was.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously with them winning, it goes up a little bit. But if you're gonna ride that train, then go ahead and put some money on that. And then the Sixers have it's Boston. It's still Boston. Boston was always the top team to win the finals. They're still a minus 125. And the Philadelphia is now a plus 250. Your Heat is in third with 550, Jimmy Butler. And the New York Knicks are plus 700.
So what do you think the odds are that the Nuggets make it out of this round semifinals with just sweep it? So they go back to Phoenix Friday and they play Sunday too. It's been pretty. I mean, not really like pretty close, but it's like I really thought the Suns would do more. So I really think the Suns can take one of those games.
It goes back to the old age. Like, what has Kevin Durant done? What has Kevin Durant done in this league?
Yeah,
Besides
I mean,
put up stats?
the Nuggets are up 2-0. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, and the Suns have Kevin Durant. Like, oh my God, he's so fucking great. No, he's fucking terrible. He's not a team leader. He just learned how to shoot a fucking basketball. He's not a team leader. So, and that's what the Suns needed, was a fucking leader. So.
Yeah, and I don't.
Yeah, I would be surprised if the Nuggets took it in 4, but I know that's not going to happen because Durant will go off one night.
He will. Oh, he will. They'll win some game. They'll win a game or two. But here's you kind of asked the question what I think the odds are. Do you know what the odds are, Andrew? It's a minus 490 for the Denver Nuggets to win.
So what? 490?
It's a minus 490 for the Denver Nuggets to win the series.
And 4. Or just period.
Oh, just period. It doesn't have the game thing up, but
all right.
I didn't hear you say in 4 earlier.
Yeah.
I think the Phoenix Suns. If you're talking about 4, I think the Phoenix Suns at least win 1 at home.
See, I really like me, like as a basketball fan, I really want to see the Nuggets taking it forward, just so I create because I love what like the teams like the Nuggets and the Cavaliers have built
Yeah,
that team and not brought in these fucking superstars, quote unquote, right?
right.
And so I want to see Denver just fucking sweep them. Like, fucking told you, like Kevin Durant, amazing talent, great size, great talent, bitch at heart.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you had to go join another team, and then you care about what people say about you on social media, bro. Shut up.
Over and over and over and over again. It's like Jesus Christ. It's like can't you just admit like you're amazing talent, but you're just a shitty fucking player. Like you're not a good teammate. Like it's all about you. So
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand
I
Kevin
I
Durant.
I,
Like
I
how you,
would not I would never understand it. Like just the entire NBA, like I love the way that the NBA is going right now in the direction they're going. Like, hey, we are building these teams, the LeBrons, Kevin Durant's, Westbrook's, like, go fuck yourselves. Like, we need a team, not players. So it
yeah,
kind of makes you like think of my very favorite movie ever, Moneyball, where they want they bought wins, not players.
right. And it's
And
kind of odd.
that's what, yeah. Oh, go ahead with your point, man. I want to hear it.
No, I was saying it's kind of odd that we talked about this last podcast a little bit before the draft that how the Eastern Conference was above the Western Conference and like the favorites to win the finals were all
Mm-hmm.
the Eastern Conference teams. That's changed now. It's still
Yeah,
Boston up top at a plus 190, but then it's the Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, and then the Sixers.
yeah,
So I don't the Denver Nuggets
yeah.
are cool. Like I don't understand the process. I guess the thought process behind the Nuggets because I mean aside from the Suns, I mean they played the fucking Timberwolves. It's not like it's not like they fucking played LeBron or the Suns like in round one and like
You're
blew
right.
them out 4-2, and you're giving them all that love. I don't know. I think the Nuggets are overrated. They're a good team, but like at the same time, I don't think you should be giving them that much love. Second, like Boston and then and the Nuggets. Uh, I don't know.
I mean, I honestly think it's one of those years you just have to fucking find out, like
Yeah,
who is what. I mean, it's just one of those years. Like, yeah, okay, so we still have Embiid, LeBron. They're still in it, but like, I need the Jimmy Butler. He's not exactly surrounded by people that are excellent, but maybe it's a great team. Maybe he makes
yeah.
them a great team. So, I mean, I'm pretty excited to watch it all. Not gonna lie. So,
Well, now we
um,
can actually
I
focus on it.
yeah. So I think it's gonna be fun. I think the final game of the final is on Father's Day again this year.
Hmm.
I hope it makes it that far, but we'll see. So
Yeah, we will see. Are you looking at any games in particular, Andrew, at all, or are you not off the top of your head? If you're not, you're not. That's fine. I just
no,
wasn't
no, no,
sure.
no. I'm not really. I mean, I'm gonna be watching the Warriors and the Lakers just because it's Steph Curry against LeBron again.
Yeah,
So I'll be looking at that. That game's on tonight.
yeah,
The first game is tonight. So I look forward to that. Just because Steph Curry, Klay Thompson against LeBron. So we'll see how
right.
that goes.
And
Um,
how are your Guardians doing?
the Guardians are, we're, I think we're just below 50%. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
I'm,
still
I'm, I'm
it's way early in the season. It's
exactly
way,
like, we will definitely we will get into this, August and September. But I love what I see out of Jimenez. Our infielders are looking good. Our outfielders are looking good. Batting, that's got to definitely come better. The bullpen, they're making some changes in and out of that. So it's
yeah.
again, it's
I know the
it,
Phillies. The Phil,
it's May. So
yeah. Well, I was only asking because I know
yeah.
people don't like him and whatnot, but and I know the Phillies is a home team. But Bryce Harper, he had Tommy John surgery right after the World Series, and he's
Mm-hmm.
coming back tonight. Not full
Tonight.
force. Yeah, he's coming back as the DH. They're going to try to work him in a little bit and stuff like that. So
Mm.
that's pretty cool. We'll see what happens. I don't know if that's smart or if it's just like maybe he's ready. I'm sure the Philadelphia Phillies, protecting their $400 million investment, they probably did everything to make sure that he is good to go. They're not just going, look, it's April or May, the beginning of May, end of April. We really need you right now, even though we play until October.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's Bryce Harper. They're going to protect him. I think I'm not sure you guys are going to do what you did last year, but again, it's a wait and see thing. So
Yeah, it's definitely a winning thing. I mean,
so
they went in as a wild. They went to the World Series as a wild card, but
mhm.
and the Braves did the same thing last year and won the damn World. The year before that and won the damn World Series. So you really never know.
Yep,
And another reason why
yeah,
I'm saying Philadelphia Sixers win this series, because we're kind of bouncing off this, is I still stand by the fact that the Philadelphia Union went to the championship. The Philadelphia Phillies went to the World Series. The Philadelphia Eagles went to the Super Bowl. So the Philadelphia 76ers, the problem with them going is the Union lost, the Phillies lost, and the Eagles lost.
yeah.
So so put your
Yeah.
money in for the Eastern Conference Finals. Not that they're going to win that, but not win the finals.
Yep. Well, I don't think they make it out of the East, so I stand by it.
That's fine. You don't have to
Yep.
believe. It's
So
just for some reason the moon and stars and planets are aligning for Philadelphia to like make it and lose. So
yeah.
that city's going to be.
Well, I mean, that's a good point. It's a safe bet to make. Not gonna lie, we are a sports betting podcast, so
If you believe in I don't know, the universal like doing things, the sports gods and things aligning properly or coincidences. Uh but yeah, Andrew,
yeah.
thank you for coming
What's
in
up, buddy?
today onto your
Absolutely.
onto the podcast. I appreciate it. We got this knocked out. Talk to the people about the draft and some little NBA knowledge, and we'll hit them back next week. We're still chugging along. This time last year we weren't doing anything, so I'm glad that we can keep going.
Yep.
But if you enjoyed this episode of the Shekel Up Podcast, please follow, download episodes, go subscribe to the YouTube, leave us a message, hit us up on our email, go follow the TikTok. I'm trying to make a Reddit page as well so we can start having conversations on there and just do a bunch of stuff because Reddit is a cool place to just have discussions. I am working on a Patreon. I think we're probably going to have to wait to launch that until football season again because that's when everybody really likes to get into betting and's got questions and would like our advice. Because I think we did pretty good last year as far as like a record goes. I should go back and listen to the episodes and check it just for fun one day when I'm bored.
We between the two of us, we average 62% on our picks, so pretty
Oh,
good.
look at the finance guy doing all the math here. Appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
But yeah, like guys, interact with us. Like 200 of you guys follow us, which whatever, that might be small. 13,000 of you guys follow us on TikTok. 200 of you guys follow us on our Facebook group page, and a little over 100 follow us on our Facebook page. Interact with us, share things, betting, sports, something you think is funny. We appreciate the interaction. I do the polls, and you guys are great with the polls. I get so much interaction when we do the polls. I got to start doing those more often, because those are really fun. People get into discussion. I think it was either on one of the reels or it was on that poll that I actually got a little conversation in with your boy Shandell.
Yeah. Shanny. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and
So
and we're not.
you guys had a really good conversation about the draft. So
Yeah, and we're not smug, so we're not gonna like think that your opinions don't matter or anything like that. We're just gonna have a nice little conversation with you guys. And same thing with
yep.
the email. Like, hit us up. It's a cool thing. And review. Those help a lot with getting the podcast out there. Detroit, we love you. I did the math the other day. 67% of our downloads come from Detroit, Michigan. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, so we love you up there. If you're listening, let us know. I like that. If you're listening to this episode, y'all in Detroit, hit up the Facebook page and say, hey, I'm the listener from Detroit. So I can thank you personally, shout you out on a podcast because you have been a consistent listener for the last like 8 months,
Year.
like
Yep.
every week. Like, and I'm always telling Andrew, I'll text him on the side, like, yo, got all these downloads from Detroit. Do you know anybody in Detroit? Is that a friend of yours? You know, because we got family and friends that support us and they'll download the episode and stuff like that, you know, kind of skew our numbers a certain way. But I don't know anybody in Detroit. Neither does Andrew. Come get to know us. Maybe you know a spot and we can come do a show up there or something. You can join and we'll put you on air, or, you know, you never know. Just make yourself known. We really appreciate you. And that goes for anybody. Let us know you're listening. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Let us know that we're idiots. You know, we appreciate all of that stuff. So, yeah, no, thank you so much. Andrew, do you got anything for the people?
See you next week.
Yeah, have a great night, everybody.